Hello, welcome to Sarah Overbooked. I am Sarah and today I will be doing my October TBR. I am not doing my Candyland TBR game because I have 48 books left on my 2025 TBRs, as well as all the reading challenges that I wanted to get done in 2025. So that's 16 books a month for the rest of the year, and that's more than I am likely to read for the rest of the year. So I wanted to make it so that I had the best chance possible to get as much read on those TBRs and challenges for 2025. So I put all 48 books on pieces of paper in my skull vase, and I'm going to pull 16 out for my October TBR and hopefully read as many as I possibly can to get that number down for the rest of the year. So number 1 is Madame, Will You Talk? The first book on my October TBR is Madame, Will You Talk by Mary Stewart. This is a mystery. This is Mary Stewart's debut novel. It is set in the south of France. Two young English women arrive on vacation, expecting a conventional holiday. They are Charity Shelbourne, an extravagantly lovely war widow, and her amusing, irrelevant artist friend, Louise Cray. The enchanting vista of Provence delights them, and Charity is pleased to make her first conquest, a young man of 13 who is having trouble with his dog. The young man introduces himself and Charity is charmed until she senses a terrible maturity behind his grave eyes. From that point on, the tension mounts steadily until it reaches breaking point. While the thirsty heat of the provincial summer, the noise of cicadas, the dust of country roads all contribute to the superb realism of this novel. That is book number 1 on my October TBR. Number 2. Is gonna be a library book. Monstrilio is book number 2. Monstrilio by Gerardo Samano Cordova. This is a horror about a grieving mother who cuts out a piece of her deceased 11-year-old son and grows it into a sentient being, and what happens with that. This was a very popular book last year when it came out, and I just never got to it. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to enjoy it or not, but it was widely, highly regarded, so I put it on one of my this one is on the 25 of 2025 that I want to read. So that is book number 2. Book number 3 is going to be The Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. It's book number 3, Alex E. Harrow's Starling House. I dream sometimes about a house I've never seen. Opal is a lot of things: orphan, high school dropout, full-time cynic, and part-time cashier. But above all, she's determined to find a better life for her younger brother Jasper, one that gets them out of Eden, Kentucky, a town remarkable for only 2 things: bad luck and E. Starling, the reclusive 19th century author of The Underland, who disappeared over 100 years ago. All she left behind were dark rumors and her home. Everyone agrees that it's best to ignore the uncanny mansion and its misanthropic heir, Arthur. Almost everyone, anyway. Sorry about that. The wind blew my camera over, so whole new everything here. Let's see. Opal has been obsessed with the Underland since she was a child. When she gets the chance to step inside the Starling House and make some extra cash for her brother's escape fund, she can't resist. But sinister forces are digging deeper into the buried secrets of Starling House, and Arthur's own nightmares have become far too real. Alright, so far we're doing pretty good for an October TBR. And we'll go with book number 4. Book Number 4 is going to be The Cemetery Boys. Book number 4 is The Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. This one is for a prompt of featuring a found family on the 52 Book Club's 52 books in 2025. Let's see. The spirit's face was screwed up tight in a grimace. His fingers knotted into the material of his shirt. He wore a hooded black leather jacket over a white tee, faded jeans, and a pair of Converse. "That's not Miguel," Martinez tried to whisper, but she'd never had a very good inside voice. Yadriel groaned and dragged a hand over his face. On the bright side, he had actually summoned a real-life spirit. On the not-so-bright side, he had summoned the wrong one. Alright, next book. All Systems Down, The Cyber War, number 1. The Cyber War never got another book in its series, so I'm not quite sure why it still says it's number 1 in the series, but All Systems Down is my 5th book on my October TBR. Pak Han-young's day is here. An elite hacker with Unit 101 of the North Korean military. He's labored for years to launch Project Sononim, something like that, a series of deadly viruses set to cripple imperialist infrastructure. All right, 5 books. Here's the 6th. Another library book. This is going to be for the 52 Book Club's reading challenge of a celebrity on the cover. This book is Born a Crime, Stories from a South African Childhood by Trevor Noah. So this was a book from one of the book clubs I was in that I dropped out of because the majority of the books they chose I was not interested in. This one I was interested in, but I never got around to reading it, so I put it on my TBR, or my reading challenge, and it looks like it is going to be part of my October TBR. Next, book number 7, another library book, is Mayfly by C.J. Leach. I believe this is, oh yes, this is on my 25 books to read in 2025. Another horror that came out in 2023 and was highly regarded. I just never got around to it. I never purchased it. I had other things already on hold at the library and I never got around to adding that to there, so I haven't read it yet. This is C.J. Leach's debut novel. Let's see, by day, Mayfly works at the happiest place in the world as every child's favorite ice princess. By the neon night glow of the Sunset Strip, Maeve hunts the dive bars with a drink in one hand and a book in the other, imitating her misanthropic literary heroes. But when Gideon Green, her best friend's brother, moves to town, he awakens something dangerous within her, and the world she knows suddenly shifts between her feet. That is going to be book number 7. Book number 8 is going to be Severance. Book number 8 is Severance by Ling Ma. Is it the end of the world or just another day at the office? That's really all I know about this. It was recommended to me. I got it, and I'm going to be reading it. I also put it on my 25 in 2025. That's where that came from. Most of the books in here, or a lot of the books in this jar, are that 25 in 2025 because I may have read 5 of them so far. So you'll be hearing that a lot. Book number 9? Yes. Book number 9 is going to be another library book, Vespertine. This one is for the alphabet challenge, letter V. I heard about it on a YouTube channel and I don't really remember which one, but I do remember that they raved about how good it was, so I needed a V-titled book, and I put it on there. It's also got a 4.1 rating on Goodreads, so The Dead of L'Oreal Do Not Rest. Artemisia, I think that's how you pronounce the name. Artemisia is training to be a Grey Sister, a nun who cleanses the bodies of the deceased so that their souls can pass on. Otherwise, they will rise as spirits within a ravenous hunger for the living. She would rather deal with the dead than the living, who trade whispers about her scarred hands and troubled past. So, hopefully I enjoyed this one also. I had never heard of it before until I saw this on... It was way back in the beginning of the year when I saw the YouTube... or the video with this in it, which is why I can't really remember who or where or when, because a lot of times I just let YouTube run when I watch it, and it just pulls up whatever it pulls up. So book number 10, Memoirs of a Geisha. Spoiler, I didn't read it. There's still some time in September, but I doubt I will get to it because I am in the middle of 3 other books, and I would like to finish at least 2 of them before I start another book. Book 10, Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. So this is Golden's fictional account of the life of a geisha in Japan. So that is book number 10. So book number 11. So book number 11 is going to be Station 11. Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel is going to be read for, this is for my 52 Book Club's Connections book. It's the next one in line, and it was plus or minus 30 pages from the last book I read in there. So I went through my physical TBR and picked out the books that were plus or minus 30 pages from The Pelican Brief, which was the last book I read for the Connections reading challenge. And I had 3. I put all 3 of them in here. This is the first one to come out, so this is the one I'm going to read for that, and the other 2, if I pull them, just get put to the side. And this is about living in a world after a pandemic. That was book number 11, so now book number 12 for October. Another library book. Number 12 is We Ride Upon Sticks by Quan Berry. I believe this is for the alphabet challenge, or my W pick. I think I also put it on my 25 and 2025 because I've heard such good things about it. Unfortunately, I did read Quan Berry's newest book. It was the first book I've read from her, The Unveiling, and didn't really like it, so hopefully I do like this one. We'll find out maybe in October. Sorry, the camera was knocked over, so different angle here. The 1989 Denver Falcons are on an unaccountable winning streak. Quan Berry weaves together the individual and collective journeys of this enchanted team as they storm their way to the state championship. All right, that is book number 12. Book number 13. Carpet Diem by Justin Lee Anderson. This is for the 52 Book Club's 52 Books in a Year challenge. Prompt is pun in the title. So, Carpet Diem by Justin Lee Anderson. I honestly bought this one for the name. I have no idea what it's about, so let's read the synopsis now. 15 years after losing most of his family to a devastating pudding-related tragedy, Simon de Beauvoir has settled into a life of self-imposed exile from the stinking, selfish morass of humanity. Content that his daily highlights will include hazelnut coffee, a long bath, and the occasional jar of olives, his life is completely upturned by the discovery that his ornate living room carpet is the deciding factor in a bet between God and Satan. Could be interesting. And maybe we'll find out in October. Book number 14, almost done. The Princess Bride, another spoiler, by William Goldman. The Princess Bride by William Goldman is for 52 book clubs, 52 books in a year. The breaks the fourth wall prompt. And in case there is anybody out there, or the one person out there that doesn't know, Buttercup, a farm girl in the kingdom of Florin, between what's now Sweden and Germany, this was before Europe, wasn't the world's most beautiful woman at age of 15, nor even the third most beautiful, nor the sixth. In point of fact, she was barely in the top 20, and that based on potential, for she hated fussing over her looks. What she liked to do was ride her horse and taunt the farm boy. So, I've actually had this book since I was in high school. Yeah, I think I've had this book since I was in high school when I first saw the movie. So it's about time that I finally read it. I believe this is book 15. Okay, sorry about different angle again. The camera was once again knocked over. I believe we're on book 15. Pulled Out Zombie by Joyce Carol Oates. This is for the alphabet challenge, my Z prompt. I have no idea what this book is about. I just needed a Z, and I was looking through the library catalog, came across this one, and went, good enough. So for an October book, for an October TBR, this is a good book to be put on it. So let's find out a little bit about what this one's about. Meet Quentin P., the most believably terrifying sexual psychopath and killer ever brought to life in fiction. The author deftly puts you inside the mind of a serial killer, succeeding not in writing about madness, but in writing about the logic of madness. Sounds interesting? Maybe I'll find out in October. We'll see. And I believe this is the last book. It's prompt number 16. And that's going to be Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. Book number 16. Sorry about the new camera angle again. The camera was knocked over. Between the cat and the wind blowing in, but without the wind, it's rather warm in here. The camera is not liking it today. Book number 16, Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. For those that don't know, we hear the world will end on a Saturday, next Saturday in fact, just before dinner. Unfortunately, Sister Mary Loquacious of the Chattering Order has misplaced the Antichrist. The four horsemen of the apocalypse ride motorcycles, and the representatives from heaven and hell have decided they actually like the human race. Again, sorry about the new angle. Anyway, that was my October TBR. I have a bunch of library books on there, but of the ones that I own, here it is. 16, there we go. If we can get it without the glare, I don't know if we can do that. 16 books total. This is what I'll be pulling out of for reading for October, and we'll see how far I can get on my 2025 TBR and also reading challenges that I'm doing. So, have you guys read any of these books? Did you enjoy any of these books? Do you think I will enjoy any of these books? Let me know down in the comments. And if you have made it this far in the video, please leave a skull emoji in the comments and I will message you back. Thank you.